In a quiet countryside, a giant wild pig started attacking animals and people, scaring everyone. A family and some campers were in its path while exploring the woods. The pig attacked, and they fought to survive, but many were hurt or killed. Keep watching to know if they can save themselves from this boar. As soon as the movie started, we saw a farmer resting by his fields at night. Suddenly, he heard strange sounds nearby and noticed his dog was missing. He walked forward to check and saw something strange biting his dog. He got scared because he had never seen such a big animal before. To frighten it away, he yelled loudly, but instead of leaving, the animal got angry and broke the fences around them. Part of the fence wrapped around the farmer's leg, causing him a lot of pain in his foot. With a lot of effort, he managed to free himself and started moving forward slowly. But before he could escape, he felt someone behind him. He turned around in fear and saw the terrifying animal watching him with blood on its face. The farmer was very scared, and the animal dragged him into the darkness, where it later killed him. The scene then changed, showing a couple camping in the forest. The man stepped out of the tent, and soon after, his wife heard him screaming. At first, she thought he was joking, but his voice got scarier, and she could also hear an animal's growl mixed with his screams. Nervous, she opened her small tent, and her husband's torn body suddenly fell onto her. She was horrified and felt sick. She didn't understand what had happened or what she should do. Before she could try to escape, the same creature, with blood on its face, attacked and killed her too. Her screams, along with the animal's growls, were heard by two men camping nearby. These men came close to the campsite to check. They saw a huge boar, a giant pig. One man thought he was seeing things because he had never seen a pig so big. He told his friend, "I think I'm drunk because I'm seeing a giant pig over there." Hearing this, his friend took the gun from him and confirmed he also saw the huge boar. The man tried to shoot it but missed because he couldn't see well, and by then, the pig was gone. After the pig left, the men went to the tent and found the dead bodies of the couple, killed by the boar. Ken looked at the other things left behind and guessed that 4 people had been there, so 2 more might still be alive. Ken told his friend Blue to go to the city for help, while he stayed back to search for other survivors. As Blue walked back toward the town, he started hearing strange sounds nearby. He looked back in fear and saw the giant pig watching him with hungry eyes. Realizing he might not survive, Blue stopped and didn't run. The pig then attacked and killed him. In another part of the forest, we saw another couple. The ones Ken guessed might still be there. They were telling each other scary stories for fun, but their stories turned real when they heard growling sounds nearby. When the husband walked a bit farther to check, he didn't see anything. But as soon as he turned around, he saw the huge creature, the same big pig attacking his wife. The pig stabbed its long teeth into her back and lifted her into the air. This sight was so scary that her husband, who was watching, felt terrified. The husband tried to move, but he couldn't walk well. He still tried to run away, but he couldn't escape because the pig suddenly attacked his face, tearing his head away from his body. This is how this couple was also killed. Ken, who had arrived looking for this couple, felt very sad when he saw they were both dead. He had hoped he could save another couple. While he was taking this in, the giant pig appeared in front of him. Blood was dripping from the pig's mouth, which came from the people it had just killed. Before it could attack Ken too, Ken quickly showed his knife to the pig. Then the scene ended, and the next scene showed the morning. A man was driving his van toward the jungle. Suddenly, that same big pig lifted his car with its teeth and flipped it over, causing a terrible crash. The sound of the accident was very loud, and nearby, the man's sister's family, who was camping, heard it. They guessed it was her brother Bernie's car. The sister sent her husband and son-in-law to go see if Bernie was okay. Bernie wasn't badly hurt, but his car was in terrible shape, and he saw some strange hair stuck to the back. This showed that an animal had attacked his car. He tried to get out, but the door was stuck, so he struggled to open it. Bernie felt very angry. He took out his weapon, ready to find and kill the animal that hit his car. Meanwhile, the 2 men who were going to check on Bernie suddenly came face to face with the pig. Instead of being scared, they both stared at it in shock. Then, one of the men noticed the pig's eyes looked red and angry, which meant it could attack them any moment. Out of fear, the boy pushed his father-in-law toward the pig and ran away. The pig bit down on the older man's head, tearing it from his body. Bernie saw this horrible scene from far away and watched it happen. He quickly aimed at the pig and fired, hitting it with a bullet. The boy who had pushed his father-in-law to the pig and ran away started shouting from far away to warn his fiancée and her mom. He yelled, "Run away! "There's danger here." But no one believed him. The girl asked where her dad was. The boy told her a giant boar had attacked her dad, and he was dead. But both women laughed because they thought he was joking. In the next second, their laughter stopped. The pig came running and grabbed the boy in its mouth, pulling him away and killing him. The scene was so scary it almost drove everyone crazy. The girl was very upset to see her fiancé die. Her mom tried to pull her away from there, but when she wouldn't leave, Bernie arrived just in time and took them away. There was little time left. To stay safe, Bernie had an idea. They crossed the river to reach the other side of the field, where the town was a bit closer. But he knew it would be night by the time they arrived. They kept running to save their lives. Bernie thought the giant pig might be afraid of water, but he didn't know how hungry for blood it was. In the darkness of the night, the pig found them again, and they all got very scared. The boar attacked one of their friends and ate him. He was dead, but it gave the others a chance to run away. Bernie's sister was heartbroken after her son died, but Bernie made her keep running. Soon, they were lucky to find a wooden shelter, where they went in and felt a little safe. Bernie's sister and her daughter were both deeply hurt, because they had already lost 3 loved ones on this trip. When Bernie tried to comfort his sister, she started blaming him. She said, "This happened because of you. Even with all your strength, you couldn't save my son. You're a coward." They cried for a while, but soon, the tiredness of the day put them to sleep. After some time, they woke up again because the cold had worsened. Bernie decided to go outside and bring some wood to warm up the place. But when Bernie opened the door, the boar was waiting and quickly broke down the whole door, charging inside. This time, Bernie was very angry at the boar. He felt guilty for his nephew's death, so he poured all his rage into the boar. Bernie bravely took out his knife and stabbed the boar's neck many times, but the attack didn't harm the boar much. At this moment, Bernie's sister and her daughter stepped out and followed him. Bernie told them, "Run away now, I'll hold the boar back." They listened and ran from there. Bernie attacked the boar again, but this time, the boar fought back fiercely, throwing Bernie aside with its teeth. Bernie lost his knife and now had no weapon to fight. Bernie gathered his strength and punched the boar hard. The boar picked him up and tossed him back into the cabin, where he had been hiding earlier. The boar came close, ready to kill him, but Bernie cleverly escaped from underneath it. He used anything he could find in the cabin to hit the boar and tried to drive it away. His attacks hurt the boar a bit, and it went out of the cabin. Now Bernie wanted to finish the boar for good. He picked up a heavy iron object, but as he moved forward, he slipped and fell right under the boar. The boar didn't waste any time. It put its claw on Bernie and hurt him badly. After this, what happened to Bernie wasn't shown, but the scene shifted to Bernie's sister and daughter. They were scared, hungry, and freezing. They decided they had to start a fire, or the cold would kill them. They lit the fire, but after a while, the monster pig was drawn to the flames and appeared before them. The women were terrified and didn't know how to escape. They tried to scare the pig with small torches, but it didn't work. The boar grabbed Bernie's sister by her leg. Before it could harm them more, a bright light from afar shone, blinding them and the boar. The light came from a car that quickly hit the boar to save the women. The driver was Sasha, the daughter of the old man from the start of the movie, who had come to find her dad. The boar was hurt, with many broken bones from the car's impact, but it was still alive. Bernie's sister, seeking revenge for her family, took a gun from Sasha's car and began shooting at the boar. But it wasn't enough to kill it. Then her daughter took the gun and aimed right at the boar's eye. The boar fell and stopped moving, maybe dead. They didn't want to take any chances, so they got into Sasha's car and tried to escape. On the way, they found Bernie, whom everyone thought was dead. He was alive but badly injured. Thinking they had killed the boar and were finally safe, they left. But it wasn't over, because 2 other boars were still watching them as they drove through the jungle. The movie ended here,